Welcome to Nattys Crafts. I'm Natalie. I always do all the crafting. And today I have no idea what we're going to make. So just come along. Make sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and subscribe. Whenever you subscribe, you should hit the bell so that you know when the next video comes out. So let's go ahead and go take a look. So we're going to make a couple signs today. This first one is using a Dollar Tree calendar and then just a regular Dollar Tree 8x10 frame. So we're going to start by taking the frame apart, getting all the parts out of it. And we're going to keep the glass. We're going to use the glass. We're going to use everything the frame included. And then we're going to find the design we want. I liked this, I think it was from January, that said just try. Because I think we're missing that these days. People just don't try, and so they don't get results. Just try. And so I thought this was cute. I loved it. It was very simple, which is my style. So we're just going to cut this out, or tear it out if you must. And then we're going to use the glass from the frame to get the size that we need to cut the words or the picture out of. And I'm using the glass so that I can see and make sure that the words are symmetrical and, in the middle or whatever. Sorry about the shining from the light. And then we're going to use my paper cutter. If you don't have a paper cutter, obviously you could use scissors or any other means of cutting. But the paper cutter is always easiest, so I'm using that, and it's always the straightest as well. And once you've cut it once, you'll want to measure it. You may need to cut it down a little bit more again. And I am going to paint the back of the piece that comes automatically in the frame. I'm going to paint the back of that black because that will hide the calendar design that's on the back of the print that we're actually using, if that makes sense. So if you paint it black or a dark gray or something like that, you'll kind of hide that the words and the lines and everything from the calendar behind. And then this frame isn't bad, but it doesn't go with my style, with my decor. So I'm going to try to paint it. Now, I was first trying to pretend like it was a stain, but this frame is plastic, of course. And so this acrylic paint with water just did absolutely nothing. I put it on and it just wiped off. So instead, I'm just going to use a very thin layer of chalk paint. And this worked much better. You can see right away the difference. I didn't actually want this frame to be black because all my frames basically are black. So I wanted to have it be a little bit of a different color. So I am going to wipe off some of that black with a wet wipe, or with a, what do you call them? A wet wipe, I guess. And do make sure that you do the sides as well. I forgot to show that in the beginning, so I'm showing it now. But make sure you do the sides so that whatever angle you see the picture from, it doesn't look like you forgot the sides. And then once we've got all of the sides done, we are going to go ahead and put the glass back in. Basically, we're going to put it back together. And to dry the frame, I just use my hairdryer as usual. I always use my hairdryer. And then we'll put the picture in, and then the black background we painted, and then the background or the stand from the regular picture frame. And that's it. So simple, so easy, so cute. This is what, like a 5-minute craft? Depends on how long it takes you to dry the paint, really, and cut the picture out. But people do this all the time. They cut open the calendars or cut it up the calendars to make them into signs. This is actually cute. I actually like it. Now we're going to make a different sign. Now this one maybe isn't a sign per se versus a decor piece. But what I'm going to use is a board and then some paper bags. In this board, I was going to use for something else, and so I had already covered the front of the sign because it was, some obnoxious Dollar Tree sign with glitter, I imagine. So I already had covered that up. So I'm just going to use the back to complete this. Does that make sense? The back, yeah. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the paper bags, I'm going to crinkle them up. I want to get a lot of texture out of them. So I'm going to crinkle them up as small as possible. And it's funny because as I'm crinkling these up, I'm thinking about my hands. You know, my hands used to hurt so badly that I would never have been able to do this crinkling before. And now I can do it so easily without any question, no pain. It's wonderful. So I had to put that in here. But anyway, so you're crinkling this up. And then I did want it to lay somewhat flat. So I ended up wanting to cut the edge that is folded over. Or the bottom, basically the bottom of the bag. Now, of course, you could just use craft paper for this. The craft paper is quite a bit thicker, though. So just, you know, be mindful of that. So once I've got it all shaped and framed out the way I like, I'm going to do the other one as well. I'm only going to use 2 pieces because to me that was enough to cover what I wanted to cover. And then I painted the back of the board white because you are going to see the back. So I painted it white so it would more blend in and not stand out. And then I'm just hot gluing the paper bags onto the sign or the board. And it's important to get the edges glued really well and the edges of the bag as well, because you don't want them sticking up or bending out and getting torn or anything like that. So I do go around and do all of the edges right near the very edge of the board. And I am going to end up folding the edge of the board or folding the paper around the edge of the board. And I'm going to glue it on the back of the board. Somehow my phone ran out of memory and so you all missed that whole process. But we're just going to fold it under. And then once we've got it all folded around, we are just going to add a little bit of glue strings or glue lines to the art. Just to add a little bit more texture, a little bit more design to it. No real reason, actually. You could have left this out quite easily. And then I spray painted it with this Rust-Oleum spray paint that I got from Walmart on sale for $4. And there was nothing wrong with it. It sprayed just fine. It looks good. Everything was good, so I'm not sure why it was on clearance. But that's fine. And that's it. And I just hung it up. I did make a hanger out of some twine or rope that I had. And that's it. Very artistic, very structural, a lot of texture, all the things. So I thought it was adorable. And that's it for today. I thank you so much for stopping by Nattys Crafts. I sure hope you could give the video a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and make sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so that you know when the next video comes out. Please remember to appreciate today, as tomorrow is never promised. Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a great one.